Yo, what's going on, guys? Jake here with Side by Side Central.
I'm Chris. This is my YXZ.
So Chris has been kind of kicking around the idea of maybe getting rid of the YXZ and trying something else in the future. So I figured before he got rid of it, I've never even driven one of these. I've never even ridden in one. So I figured a good video would be get like my honest first impressions of what the YXZ is.
All right, guys, this is my 2024 YXZ Sport Shift. Big difference between the previous models and this one is that they add an extra gear to the transmission. It's basically just a low gear, which is where they struggled before. I am like just under 1,000 miles, so I've got a pretty good amount of riding on it to base my opinion off of. I got this, I think, last July, so July of 24, so it's been about almost a year and a half. I started off with a Honda Talon. It was the Fox Live Valve suspension. It was a 1000R 2-seat. I really loved it. The suspension was great. It was a good riding machine. It looked good. It wasn't super expensive, but I got rear-ended by another Talon and totaled it. So after that, I bought a Can-Am, and I wasn't a big fan of that. I know Jake has his own opinion on Can-Ams. Anyway, sold that piece of and then I bought this. I really just wanted to try another reliable machine that I knew had a transmission. My buddy Dylan has a side-by-side just like this, but it's a little bit older. He loves it. So I went with this. It's also significantly cheaper than pretty much any other machine in the sport realm, unless you go with like a Talon X maybe. I'm not sure what those price points are, but I got this for just over 20 out the door, and they delivered it from the UP.
We should probably mention, we're here in Michigan. It's been raining nonstop for the last couple days. We went on a night ride last night. If you guys haven't watched that video, I'll post the card up in the top corner of the video. I'll also put the link down below in the description. The machines got covered in mud. I mean, the X3 is covered, this is covered, the Pro S was covered. Even if we would have washed these things before we came up here, we hit dirt roads to get here, would have been dirty again, so we apologize about the mud. Chris also has a couple things that he doesn't love about the YXZ. Not things that you really hate, but things that you kind of wish were different, changed up a little bit. Right. We'll go over all that at the end of the video. That way we're giving you guys an honest breakdown of this thing if you are thinking about getting one.
So this is not exactly how it comes if you're gonna buy one. This model, I guess. They have an XTR, which is kind of like a upfitted model. This is like a base model. So it's a sport shift, so it's an automatic transmission, but you have the ability to put it in manual, and then you can use the paddles to shift, and it won't shift for you if it's in manual. You have to use the paddle. It's got like a more aggressive shift option in automatic, and then it's got like a smoother option in automatic. You come inside here, you can obviously see the paddles. I think they're aluminum. They're pretty actually good quality. The seating position is by far my favorite seating position I've sat in any side-by-side. It's not super lean back, but it's not straight up and down. It's comfortable, but also keeps you feeling aggressive. So this is a 2-pedal, like I said. If you want to switch the indicator up top, switches your selectors on what mode you want it in. Then you've got your regular shifter down here, drive, reverse, neutral, e-brake, because there's no park.
Oh, I didn't even know these things had an e-brake.
Yeah,
that would be fun.
It's sick. Then you got your 2 4-wheel drive and your diff lock. Behind that is you can turn your lights all the way off. You can have them on lows or you can have them on highs. This machine does not come with a roof, a windshield, a rear window, mirrors, does not come with any extra lighting, and obviously this chase light I threw on there. These are the stock tires, stock exhaust, there's no tuning done to it. That's how it comes other than that other stuff. If you want to come to the passenger side, I think this is slightly goofy, and I believe all the YXZs are like this. Your 2 cup holder options are on the passenger side floor, and granted, they're really deep, so your cups probably aren't going to fall out of there. They collect dirt horribly. Like if you put a drink in there, you're going to have to wash it out because the lip fills with dirt completely. And then another quick thing that I don't like about it is when you're servicing it, you have to pull this whole panel off, and it takes forever. So a lot of people drill a little hole right here, which I did, and then you can fill your fluids from there. A lot of people make a cap for it, but it's not really necessary. I do like that this didn't have any gaps in the doors. Like I didn't have to buy lower doors like I had to do for the Honda or anything like that. I think even the Can-Am. Yeah, this was complete, so I didn't have to do anything with that. It was pretty much sealed, which I appreciate. Another thing I don't like about it, this is my biggest #1 complaint, is that this has the worst suspension of any side-by-side I've ever ridden. I would compare it to a go-kart. It is not smooth. On top of the suspension geometry being horrible, the wheelbase is so short, which has its pros as well. It's really bucky. So it's just not a smooth ride, but it's not really made to be a smooth riding machine, so I'll give it that. The second biggest flaw is that anytime you're riding above 60 mile an hour for an extended period of time, like a few miles, it starts to overheat, and this is a complaint that I've seen with a lot of other YXZ owners too. The pro to that is as soon as you drop it under 60, it cools right back off. Over the summertime, since it's significantly hotter out and heats up faster, if you take this radiator cover off, it stays cooler for longer, but then you're at risk of getting a bunch of stuff clogged in your radiator. So now I'm seeing people are making aftermarket covers with like holes drilled in them. I don't feel like you should have to do that. I feel like it just shouldn't overheat if you want to use the machine's capabilities. Another thing I don't like is going to come to the front. The stock lighting for this model does not have these. It's got these and those. They look extremely bright if you're just looking at them, but they don't shine further than like 15 feet in front of the machine, even with the brights on. I'm sure that the fenders covering half the headlight doesn't help that. So they do make like a facelift kit for the YXZs, and they actually look significantly better too. That kind of open up your headlights so you can see a little bit better. I threw these on there. They helped a lot, but it's still not bright enough at night. So I got some more that I might throw on there. So we'll see about that. Your rear lighting. So obviously lighting is like a significant issue with the YXZ. This chase light is something that I put on there. You have one single tail light and brake light right here. Every other machine I've seen has, you know, a tail light on either side, just like a car, which would make sense to me to have. This is fairly bright, but one taillight is not enough, especially when you're out in the woods in the middle of the night. And I've already gotten rear-ended and totaled out the Talon, so I'm not gonna have that again. I started throwing chase lights on all my machines, and I'm gonna continue to do that because it's a significant improvement for anything. So now that we're on dogging on the YXZ, there are things that I really love about it. Like I said, the seating position is perfect in my opinion. I would not change that at all. I'm about 6 foot, maybe a little bit over, and I have no issues with room in there. My seat's like all the way back, and the legroom is perfect. The only other machine I've sat in that is like that was the Can-Am. I had plenty of legroom in the Can-Am too. So seating is perfect. Side-by-side room, I weigh roughly 200 pounds and I don't have any issues bumping shoulders with whoever I have in the passenger seat. So it's a really comfortable cab. There's not a lot inside of it, but I don't really need there to be. I don't need to have really a touchscreen display and stuff that I don't even have in my truck, honestly. It does exactly what I need it to. It's super reliable. It's fun to drive. Pretty much a little rally car. It sounds good. I love that it's a triple. I think they have like 106 horsepower stock. I don't ever feel like I have issues with the amount of power it has. It keeps up with everyone else that I ride with, and it's really fun to drive. I think the top speed is about 82, which I would, if I had the option, raise it to about 90, because when we're on straights for a long period of time getting to the trails, sometimes I can fall back, especially with that overheating issue. If there's other machines in the group like Talons or KRXs, I don't have that issue.
And like we kind of mentioned, these are things, I mean, it's not really that you don't like about it, it's just things we're talking about. We're trying to be as honest and open as we can be with this. Chris loves this machine. Obviously, there's a reason he bought it. But where does a machine like this shine?
Well, like you and I were talking about earlier, this was kind of a made for a short course setup. So this is not something you want to buy if you're going to be out in the whoops. That's probably its worst spot, is in the whoops. Desert racing is not really this machine's forte. Anytime we go to like St. Helen area, it's really washboard and rocky. It does not shine there. But when we go out to Leota and we've got the wide open trails and there's corners that I can drift on, that's my favorite place to take this. You can have this machine completely sideways and not worry about rolling it or anything like that. It recovers perfectly. Sets the corners great. I turned the compression, both low speed and high speed compression, all the way up. When I first got it, it was way too soft and had a ton of body roll. That's all I did to it, and now there's like zero body roll. So that's sweet. You can also add sway bars if you want to do that, if you like being sideways all the time. I put 2-inch wheel spacers on it all the way around just to give it a little bit more stability, and that helped a ton too.
What's the track width on this from factory, do you know?
I don't.
We'll look it up. I'll put it on the screen. It's got to be around 60, I would imagine, factory.
Probably. Yeah, it's pretty skinny.
Going off like the short course thing, there's a reason why when the side-by-side racing first kind of became popular, this was like the only machine you'd see out there. I mean, there's some Talons, there was a couple X3s, but now it's a lot more wide variety. But when it first started out, I feel like everyone was running YXZs.
One more quick thing that I would change about it that I'm thinking of just looking at it is that a lot of the other side-by-sides have like a bigger trunk area. This has a pretty good capacity. I think it's like 300 pounds, but I have not found a box that fits in here any kind of decent amount of storage other than the one YXZ makes for it, but it's super expensive and there's still barely room for more than like a sweatshirt in there. So I would change that. And then on the inside, the only storage you have is the glove box, which doesn't hold really anything. But I think that might be a flaw for pretty much all machines. They don't have enough storage.
I do gotta say that Pro S,
Does it have a lot?
it has a lot of storage.
Yeah.
You got like 3 spots up on the dash. You got a side pocket for the passenger, the glove box. Like, there's a lot of storage.
That's good.
And that's one of the features. That's one of the topics we're going to put in when we compare it to the X3. So if you guys want to stay tuned for that video comparing the X3 against the new Pro S, subscribe.
One more thing I just want to say in general. Like Jake said, I really love this machine. It's a blast to drive, not expensive at all. I'm not worried ever about not making it home. If I could keep it, I would. But I have some other life circumstances going on, so I need to free up some credit. And then next summer, we might have a bigger surprise in our next machine that we'll do a video on when that comes.
A lot of videos.
Yeah, a lot of videos on it if it works out. Yeah, this machine, I'm gonna be really sad to see it go. It's the favorite one I've had out of all the machines. I think the Talon looks a little bit better and it rides a little bit better, but every other aspect I like the YXZ more.
Before we take this thing down the trail, I'm gonna hop in it and kind of go over some things, kind of see how the seating position feels.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, so we are inside the YXZ. Dude, I mean, the seats I think are more comfortable than the X3.
They're super comfortable.
Yeah. Seating position though, close to the X3 I think. Maybe not so.
Yeah, it's a little
Down
less
low.
sports car-y than the X3, I think.
I haven't gotten out of it yet, but it's got to be easier to get out of than the X3. The X3 is terrible. It's like getting in a Corvette. Yeah, no, I mean, I feel like steering wheel, everything about it. Visibility, not the greatest.
I would agree, but since the front is so short,
Yes.
there's not a lot to see.
I have to sit way up here to even see the hood.
Another noteworthy thing that I didn't mention is when you adjust the steering wheel up and down, this whole column goes
Moves
up and
with
down.
it.
Yeah, so I thought that was cool.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's a side-by-side. We're gonna kind of just putz this thing around here real quick. I want to get a feel for it. All right, so we're in drive.
Yep.
Oh, dude. I guess first impression, there's no CVT delay.
No,
It's like
medium power.
Yeah, you touch it and it just went. Like, I noticed that right off the rip. Kind of torquey.
Yeah, that's what I was saying, dude. There's a lot of power that I feel like you wouldn't expect with the stock horsepower rating.
Right. It's like nimble.
Yeah.
Can I move the steering wheel down?
Yeah.
How do I do it?
It's been forever. Put it right there. There you go.
So I like kind of low. I'm a bent arm driver. Dude, so I always thought you're running this thing in manual the entire time.
Sometimes I do, but most of the time I don't, because when we're in the trails, I don't want to be focusing on shifting. I just want to be riding.
Right.
The turning radius in this is way better than the Talon too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've never driven a Talon either.
You should have drove mine.
I didn't get a chance, dude.
Rip. It does shift significantly harder than the Talon because the Talon's a dual clutch trans and this is a single.
Yeah.
So you really feel it when it shifts and it's really loud. But it doesn't have any issues. That's how it is. It is hard to go from 200 to anything lower. Yes.
Sorry. You're good. I forgot it's not my machine.
A leaf scared me. I said a leaf scared me.
It's definitely a vibe. I mean, going from 200 horsepower into this, you can tell it's almost half the horsepower. It doesn't bust the ass end loose. You're not picking up speed as fast. If you're on a budget though, I think this is a solid option for anybody. You can get in and out of it way easier than the X3. I noticed that the first time I opened the door and got out of it. The shifting, I'm not used to that at all. Every time I was shifting gears, I mean, I felt like I was doing something wrong. Obviously something you have to get used to coming from CVT. I don't know how well that GoPro inside picked it up, but once I hit the gas, there's no CVT delay. Could also be turbo delay, but I mean, you hit the gas and it's instantly going. It's like, I mean, ask Chris, once I pressed the gas pedal down, I felt it.
Yeah, it's direct. I mean, there's no like throttle response issues or anything like that. And I mentioned too inside, but I'm not sure if you're gonna hear that in the GoPro, is that this is slightly different from the Talon's transmission. The Talon has a dual clutch trans, so the shifts are a lot quieter and smoother. These ones are like really loud and like hard.
Real punchy.
I heard that.
Exactly. So when I first started driving it too, it felt like I was doing something wrong, just like Jake said. It kind of felt like I was breaking it. But that's just how it is. Doesn't hurt it, you know, you can hammer on it, it's fine. That's just how it's made.
Michigan's lovely weather. It's starting to rain again. So I think we're gonna wrap it up for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. If you guys want us to do more videos like these, if you guys want us to compare the YXZ to another machine, we can probably do that. The only other one similar horsepower that we have is Trevor's Razor. So I mean, we could do like, what would be best in trails? I mean, we can pick a couple categories, do on-road trails, whatever. If that's something you guys are interested in, definitely let us know down in the comments. If there's anything that we forgot to talk about in this video, definitely drop that down below in the comments as well. Sometimes we miss stuff.
It's true.
All right, so that's gonna wrap it up for this one. If you guys liked the video, please like, comment, subscribe. It really helps out the algorithm for YouTube. Hopefully we can do this in the future with more badass machines. If you guys help us out, please. Literally costs you nothing. Until next time, guys, we're out.